Three, two, one. How you doing? Here of none. Going over the Elder Scrolls 3 version 3.0.1 PTS patch notes. This is the first update since the last time we talked, so let's take a look at them. I'll say I didn't see anything too major with this one that's been updated. It's, again, the first week after they dropped the version 3 patch notes, so they're not going to have a lot of this stuff updated yet. They're like, all the complaints that people have on the forums usually take about 2 to 3 weeks till they actually see a major change in some stuff here. So, Battleground updates. Now they have the team capture the flag and team deathmatch modes available in Battlegrounds. Nothing new there. You guys will hopefully get a chance to see that coming up here. PTS is still under NDA though, so we cannot show this currently. New item sets are now actually displayed down here, so we can talk about it. They have a couple new item sets in here. One is War Maiden. Basically, this was like the magic version of the Automaton set that you get from Darkshade. So max health, max magic, spell damage, and then an extra 4,000 spell damage to your magic damage abilities. Not bad. Defiler, weapon damage, weapon crit. When you deal critical damage, you have 8% chance to summon a hunger to spew poison on enemies in front of you, dealing 9 poison damage and stunning the enemies for 5 seconds. This can only occur once every 5 seconds. Okay, there's a proc set basically with a little bit of a theme to it. Warrior Poet, max health, spell resist, and physical resist, and gain minor toughness at all times, increasing your max health by 10%. So all those like heavy armor healer builds, probably going to be using that if they want to use that. Crafting sets, Assassin's Guile, spell critical, weapon critical, spell damage, weapon damage, and increasing the duration of alchemy poisons by 4 seconds. That's going to be kind of nasty. People already kind of hate poisons. That's going to just add another level of hatred to it. Dangerous Treachery, max health, max stamina, max magicka. While in combat, you gain 5 random buffs for 10 seconds every 20 seconds. Eligible buffs include Expedition, Protection, Mending, Heroism, and Vitality. I don't know if I agree with this one, because remember the previous notes there, they mentioned that there's issues with rubber banding using Major Mending. They've now put it into a set here that you could randomly get it, and if Major Mending keeps on coming up over and over again, that means they're going to be able to rubber band heal whenever without a single buff on top of it. They also have other issues down below here too, so keep in mind this one is weird in one respect. It's also bad in other respects if certain ones come up more than others. Shackle Breaker, weapon damage, spell damage, stamina recovery, magic recovery, and adds 2,000 stamina and 2,000 magicka. So hybrid build right there. Battleground sets. Wizard's Riposte, max health, max spell damage, magic recovery. When you take critical damage, you apply minor maim to an enemy for 15 seconds, reducing the damage done by 15%. So, not bad, but I mean, how many magic users are going to be like? They're not going to be shield stacking. Like, if you take critical damage, you have your shields down. That's not usually what most. If that happens to a light armor character, they're typically dead. So, not sure how good that's going to be. Night Slayer, magicka, spell damage, health. Your fully charged heavy attacks against players deal an extra 10% of their max health as oblivion damage. Okay, so this is like basically going against all those people that are stacking up their health. We see some people out there with like 40k health builds. So this is basically going to do an extra 4,000 damage on heavy attack. Might be good with an elegant set. Not sure if it's going to be great, though. We'll have to see. Coward's Gear. Two set, max health, stamina recovery, and then sprinting you gain major expedition and major protection, increasing your movement speed and reducing your damage taken by 30%. That's going to be interesting for Capture the Flag, for sure, and any scroll runner as well. Vanguard's Challenge, heavy. Max health, healing taken. When you taunt an enemy player, they deal 50% less damage to other players, but 100% more damage to you for 15 seconds. All right, that seems good. The only issue I have with this is there is a ranged taunt. So if I range taunt somebody, or or if I use an ice staff with a fully charged heavy attack, and I'm up on top of a keep wall, I can start taunting everyone that's out there, run back and hide, and my group can go out there with taking less damage. That may not be good. I'm not sure. Or what happens if I challenge somebody and somebody else challenges somebody? Do they get 50% less damage to anyone else from both? We'll have to test that out and see. Impenetrable armor. Max health, max stamina, max magicka, and adds 2,500 critical resistance. This I like to see because this actually gives more critical resistance without having to get it inside the champion tree. Alright, trial sets, Inventor's Guards, magicka, minor Aegis at all times, reducing the damage taken from dungeons and dungeon and trial monsters, healing done, and your 5-step. When you use an ultimate ability, your 2 closest allies get major Aegis for 10 seconds, reducing damage you take from dungeon and trial monsters by 15%. Master Architect Light, magicka, minor Slayer at all times, gives more damage to monsters. Spell damage. And then 5-piece, when you use ultimate ability, your 2 closest allies will get major Slayer for 10 seconds, increases the damage done by 15%. War Machine, basically the same over. Stamina, minor Slayer, weapon damage, major Slayer to 2 allies. Automated defense, health, major Aegis, healing taken. When you use ultimate ability, you get major Aegis for your teammates. Not sure if this is good or great. I mean, this set here is for the healers, these are for the do damage sets, and this is for the tank. Not sure if these sets are great or not for trials. Hopefully they're going to see some more, like, special fun things for it, I hope. I don't know, we'll see. Available templates for Battlegrounds, not too concerned about that. Known issues, skipping over this because, stuff breaks all the time with this. They're going to get it fixed if they have it there. Fixing improvements, Battlegrounds, based on my experience. Assisted with vanity, pets, mementos can no longer be summoned. Various changes with the queuing process, the matchmaking. Alright, so that's good. Art animation, fixed with graphical glitches, all this other good stuff. Combat and weapon play. Okay, so Warden. This is the only one they really changed here, okay? But they did change a few things here. Savage Beast. The passive of this ability now generates ultimate when you cast the animal companion ability instead of when you deal damage to the animal companion ability. This changes will make it generating ultimate from the passive more reliable for Warden. So now you can proc off non-damaging animal companion abilities such as Betty Netch and Falcon Swiftness. Alright. Accelerated Growth. Okay, here's one of the ones that I really wish I would readdress. The passive now grants you major mending when you heal an ally that's below 40% health, reduced from 50% health, and reduced the major mending has been reduced to 1.5 seconds to 3 seconds, down from 3 to 6 seconds. Developer's notes. With a universal goal to reduce major mending uptimes for all classes, we've made it slightly more difficult for Wardens to attain the buff category and also reduce the overall duration. Okay, this is, again, it's nice. It's not great, it's nice, but it's not enough. They need to take this out of abilities entirely. Take it out of the ability to take it and spam it. Okay? Make it so you have to either synergize it or put it in ultimate. I've made a post about this, you can look on the forums. But the issue here especially is the fact that this is when you heal an ally that is below 40% health. Now, why did we nerf the Templar? The reason was that we wanted to stop rubber band healing, where somebody was dropping down to like 20%, 30% health, and in 2 or 3 abilities was getting healed up to full health. With this accelerated growth ability, okay, what happens? The tank goes down to 25%. They cast accelerated growth. They do 2 combat prayers. Like, I don't even have to use class abilities. Just 2 combat prayers. That tank is probably going to be up at full health without even critting. They need to they need to take it back and say major mending is either locked behind an ultimate ability where, yeah, you get major mending, but you have to waste that ultimate to do it, or a synergy, meaning, you know, a player's there, they hit a synergy when you ask them to, and they have to face a cooldown after that, and they don't have it up for 100% uptime. With this, like, as soon as somebody is below, you know, 50% health for whatever reason, they're getting this major mending, and they're able to spam it over and over again. There's no cooldown to it. Again, it's not enough here. Yes, I do recognize the fact that they did nerf it, but it's still, like, look at your original developer notes on why you got rid of it from the Templar. You were stopping rubber band healing. This doesn't stop rubber band healing. It just continues it. No matter how much duration you go down, it's not going to stop it. All right, so on with that. Maturation reduces the duration of a minor toughness buff applied ability to 5 to 10 seconds, down from 10 to 20 seconds. The duration reduction of this passive is meant to be paired in tandem with the change to the functionality. With this coming change in PTS patch, maturation, proc sets. Okay, so basically the minor toughness is now down to 5 to 10. Not bad. It's probably needed for some of the damage reduction anyways. I don't think that's a bad thing. And again, they're going to be doing small little tweaks as they go along. Witch's Embrace, Sleet Storm, your camera will no longer tilt when you cast the ability. So people are no longer tilted. Sure. Monster World Boss abilities, you'll see that when you get into it. Dungeon and group content, Halls of Fabrication Trials, fixes some of the UI stuff here. You can review this and get a little bit of a taste of what's coming up inside the trial. Exploration and Ionization, fix a rare issue with loot drop from urns and Dumb Essential Tombs. Achievements, yep, they fixed that. Collectibles, item sets, Danger Trickery, fixed an issue where the set's proc would trigger immediately if your weapon swapped into a different set, so that's good. Infector, corrected the name from this item set to Defiler. All right. Titles, yep. Housing, whole bunch of fixes to housing. Go ahead and read them, guys. Quests in public zones, yep. Quests, all that other good stuff there. System mail upon gaining access to Morrowind is now featured in proper text. Change the collectibles, collectible category. Fix the issue with the Fire Drakes and Stormlords, or incorrectly Fire Drakes and Stormlords. Alright. Fix the issue with Oxblood, harvestable objects in Jarl Mountains. Key fragments found in Imperial City and Sewer Dungeons, now stacked to 200. Alright. Chanting, fixing the issue with the Enchanting Grits from Arsenium. Okay. General, fixing the issue with Rakat, the final boss in Mile Lorcage. Would not award collectible trophy when defeated. Like to hear that. And polish for the keen NPCs. Items and issues of female NPCs. Okay, combat and gameplay. A few more here coming in on the other classes that we're looking at. Okay, Nightblade. Shadow Barrier. Increase the passes and the base duration of Major Ward and Major Resolve to 3.6 from 2.4. Increasing the duration of the passes bonus will now improve the overall survivability of Nightblades, heavy armor tank focused Nightblades, and particularly should give a much smoother time maintaining consistent uptime between buffs. I'm actually surprised. I don't understand why this is so short with the 3 to 6. But I guess it's something at least. Siphoning Strikes. Siphoning Strikes. Fixed an issue where the heal from this ability and its morphs cannot critically strike. Okay. Templars. Adric Spear. The synergy from this ability and its morphs now restore Magica or Stamina based on whichever is the highest maximum, instead of whichever is the largest missing percentile. Known issues. Limited shards, resources, return to the Casting Templar is still restoring resources based on the largest missing percentile. They'll be fixed in a future PTS patch. Based on initial PTS feedback, we changed the Magic and Stamina this synergy gives you. Also, it's an Necrotic Orb synergy, because they're tandem. To always restore resources you have at the highest maximum, so it's more consistent and reliable for your build type. Okay, that makes sense. Only issue I see here is the Luminous Shard here, okay? Plus the Spear Shards. Like, if I get somebody else's Spear Shards or I get somebody else's Necrotic Orb and somebody synergizes my Luminous Shards, something I need to test to see if I get double resources back for that or if it's on the same cooldown. It's kind of weird in the way that they built this now. And I'm kind of thinking that because of this, it may be actually better to do a tank build inside the Templar stuff. Weapon, two-handed. Crit Rush. Fixing the issue with this morph with not increasing the damage based on the distance traveled. So, it's going to hit harder now. Wonderful. One-handed shield. Invasion. Fixing the issue with this morph would not increase the stun length based on the distance traveled. Okay, well, they messed up... The gap closers are kind of messed up in general. I kind of wonder if they messed up and they had to fix it in this. World Werewolf. Pounce. Fixing issue with this ability and morphs would not be applying snare to target's enemies. Alright. Guild. Undaunted Necrotic Orb. Fixing issue with healing combustion synergy of this morph had no cooldown. Okay, that's good to know. Necrotic Orb. The synergy of this morph restores Magicka and stamina based on whichever is the highest maximum. Yep, we saw that. Champion system. Steed, Ironclad. Fixing issue with the champion passive was decreasing all damage taken instead of only direct damage taken. Alright. The Lover, Tenacity. Fixing issue where the champion passes bonus of the heavy attack restores values that were slightly lower than intended. Okay. Master of Arms. Fixing issue where the champion points was increasing all damage done instead of only direct damage done. Okay, same issue with the Ironclad then. Monster abilities, Assassin Beal, yep. Crafting. Fixing issues, craft certifications, yep. Fixing issue with Millenith. Referred to as Millenith. Fixing issue preventing a piece of ore north of, yeah. Alchemy. Fixing issue with the crafting interface with the tooltip. Yep. Furnishing update. Update the furnishing plan types and trade skills and red bar covered, lattice work, and alchemy. Yep. Master Writs. Added research scrolls to Master Writ Merchant. These scrolls reduce the active research time to a given trade skill by 24 hours and have a 20-hour cooldown. Good, right here. This is going to help a lot of those players that have never gone into, just starting off and need to get into some of this. As soon as you get yourself up there, you now have a way that you can boost up your research timers and get yourself done on a lot of those. So I like to see this here. This is going to help a lot of the new players. Fixing the issue with some of the cases, Master requests would advance even if the crafted item did not match the required item set. Weird. Personality is jump personality. Fixing the issue where you would pop up instead of when standing from crossing position. Exploration and itemization. Could add additional items to the stack of overfilled bank. Several monster master shoulders and default enchants did not match their armor weight. Fixing error, text error, trophy cell tricks. Fixing issue with monster master trophies. Yep. Item set Soulshine. Fixing issue with this item set was not granting spell damage to drain essence and its morphs. Okay. Tremor scale. Reduce the duration of the snare applied from 4 seconds from 8 seconds. Reducing the duration of the snare from the item sets to match the cooldown was meant to make it more difficult to match 100% uptime of a given target, and gives the target more counterplay to avoid being locked down by it. Alright. Though, I can still spam puncture however many times with Tremor Scale on and still have a good uptime to it, so I don't know if that's going to really do anything. Furnishings, general, housing, quests, Cold Harbor. UI, just adjusting the cooldowns, fixing issues with the furniture. They updated a bunch of the stuff they just added in with the debuff trackers as well. So they're going to be seeing some new stuff there. Battlegrounds, Crown Store, preview mementos in Crown Store, good to see. Items purchased through Crown Store now display correct quality, color, confirmation window. Yep. Gameplay, fixing issue with the Dungeon Finder, ready check where group roles were not displayed. Okay. Fixing issue where the multiple progress bar increases, i.e. skill XP bars, will cause the UI error in display. Okay. So again, that is the 3.0.1 PTS patch notes. This is the first week of changes after they've released the 3.0 notes. You're going to see a lot more coming in the coming weeks. Probably next week or the week after, you're going to see some of the major changes based on the feedback that we've given on Morrowind, and a couple more things as well. So hope you enjoyed this reading, guys. I'll catch you later. And enjoy, or see you in Tamriel as well. Yep. Sorry, guys. I hate highlights.